Listen, I don't know if I'm starting over or what I'm doing, honey. I was just trying to get my cameras together so that I could talk to you guys, and we could do two things at once. I can talk as well as do my paperwork that I need to do or get myself together. Let's see. Can we make it? I don't know, honey. But did you see the signing kitty? Look at the signing kitty. Say hi, signing kitty. Yes, ma'am. So this is only a 75 page document, honey. So usually they're a lot more than that. So I'm getting ready to turn around. But the thing about it is that these documents, of course, you know, as investors, as you're sending over documents in all different shapes and sizes, you know, some are legal, some are standard paperwork, and you want it printed out. You want it delivered as if you had printed it yourself. And so that is what you get. You see that little nifty machine over there, honey? It's the magic. It's where all the magic happens. It's where my legal and my standard paper come out. It's just the best thing since sliced bread. It really is. It really, really is. And so I'm going to be, it's early in the morning. My signing isn't until 1 o'clock. But since they downloaded the documents, I'm going to go ahead and print them. I've already confirmed I've already confirmed to the signer. So, and I'm going to be leaving soon. So I need to get these documents and get them together. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hit print over here. Oh, this is what I was doing. I had to get paper. I was talking about fanning the paper like this, you know. My sister and I thought this was some hocus pocus. We don't need to fan the paper. Yeah, until your paper starts getting jammed and you don't know why. Fan your paper. Fan your paper. Okay. And yes, and I am in my pajamas. Yes, I am. I'm still in my pajamas. Because I get to work. It's the first thing I do. It's the first thing I do. I get up in the morning. I say my prayers of gratitude. I say my prayers of gratitude. I thank the Lord for all of the heartbeats and all the feet that I hear walking in my house. And I just thank Him for another day. I get up. I fan me some paper. Make sure I have paper in my printer. Check my emails. Check my voicemails. Check all of my ports, make sure that everybody's still happy, because what I don't want to do is have any message sitting on there from a signing or any question or correction that I might need to make, which I pride myself on having to make very, very few corrections. So my goal is to always get it 100% right the very first time. And I will say, my average of doing that is at least about 95% that I'm able to get things signed and be completely in order the very first time, because I'm so passionate about it. And so my goal is to be the best. I got enough legal paper. All right, everything's a go. I've got paper, I've got legal and standard, I've got ink, plenty of ink. We're going to print I'm just going to print one copy first because we want to make sure it turns out right. It's going to my brother and not to my HP here. And we're going to hit print and wait for the signal to come from this computer to talk to that printer. And then you'll hear the magic happen, hopefully. Oh, I see the light. I think it's going to be a good day. I see the light. Yeah, baby. You hear that? You hear that? Yeah. Look at it. Check it out. Watch it. There it is. You see that? Can you see the paper? Shooting out of there? Let's see. Let me bring you closer so you can see the paper shooting out of there. Hold on. See that? That's where the magic happens. Yeah. I love that thing there. I love that thing. You need some documents signed? You better call me. You better call me. I don't know how that thing understands when to shoot out a legal paper and when to do it standard, but I tell you, it never lets you down. There it is. There's my little legal paper. You see that? There it is. See? Yeah. It just knows exactly where those legal papers are. Knows exactly when to shoot them out. Let's see. Can I put it back in here? Yep. So that's done. This is actually, uh-oh. All right. So I go through and I check them to make sure that nothing is slid off of the, that nothing has slid off of the paper, and that the papers that are printed straight, and that there are no accidents. There are no accidental confusion in the way they've been printed, and the quality. I always want to make sure the quality of the print is top notch, that my ink has not failed me in the middle of a print. Then what I do, after I check this out and I make sure, what I do is I go back to this document and I want to look at the first page, and then I want to compare the last page. And that to me will let me know that I captured the entire document. Yep. And so this is the last page in this document. 75 pages. This is it, right? Compensate. Yep. So therefore, all pages have been printed successfully. And so now it's time for my second copy. And that is the copy that we give to the people. And so we're going to print again. Got plenty of paper in there. My printer has not failed me. It is working in my favor. I think Jesus is in the printer. He's working in my favor. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, baby Jesus. Can you see me? Thank you, baby Jesus. We're going to print one more time. Yep. Print one more time. Come over here. Get a clamp. I'm running out of clamps. Or a thick, Now, what I do, and one could confuse me and say, hey, don't tell all your secrets. But you know what? My blessings have my name written all over them. So I'm not really concerned about sharing my secrets with people. I mean, somebody shared their secrets with me. So, and that's how I became successful. So what I've done is that I've just taken the secrets and added my own to them, and therefore, trying to make me better. But, so no, I don't mind sharing secrets because someone had to share with me. So, but what I do is, I have what I consider a job sheet here. And on this job sheet, what I like to do is I go to, it just gives me all the details. Did I even do this one already? No, I didn't. It gives me all the details. It gives me all the details of the, and you can do this. You can either create a pre-populated form, or you could do it on index cards, however you choose to do it. But what I do is I need to write down. I'm going to continue. I write down the details of the signing, down to the signing order number. They all have a signing order number. And so Yeah, I write down the details. So this is going to be, I'm able to write down the address. And this way, I hope you can hear me. You're able to have all of the details of the signing at a glance. Is there any reason the signing kitty loves to be up here? Usually, I'm surprised she's not trying to get the paper off the printer, because usually she's fighting with getting the paper off the printer. So I'm surprised that we're not playing. See, there she is. Trying to play with the paper getting off the printer. So here it is. Yeah, I will be getting this together. This is from, yes, thank you, Kitty. Thank you. She left. Thank you. I need her to leave. Hold on. What is wrong with you? You know, she just came to the trash can and got the ball of trash I just threw in the trash can and drug it out the trash can so that she can now bat it around the house. And this is why trash is around the house. Not because I have a trashy home, but because the signing kitty likes to get the trash out. Okay, so what I do is I'm looking for an ink pen of my choice because I don't like to write in red. That's another thing. Make sure you have ink pens on site. I always bring my own ink pens, black and blue, because some of you guys like black and blue. You know what? What I decide when you don't make a choice, if I have to fax them back, if they're only fax backs, then I do black ink. But if they are have to be shipped back, then I do blue ink. That's kind of my standard, because blue ink tells of original signatures. And so I do blue ink when I know I'm sending them back. So I make sure that in my bag that I have black and blue ink pens that I am able to access. We're not running around. Everybody has their own ink pen. We're not sharing ink pens. And I make sure I get my ink pens back too. So anyway, back to this job. So I just write down the details of this job so that I can have it right at my disposal. You know what I mean? Because when you're looking for an address or trying to, you might have to call the administrators of the loan. You can't be I don't want to be pulling up my phone trying to figure out what's that address, what's that phone number. I want all of the information right at my disposal, right here. I also want to be able to keep up with my money and where it's coming from. These things come out of so many places. There's so many places that you can get a signing order. It can come in your email. It can come through SnapDocs. Somebody can call you. And then when you're running around looking for the details or trying to figure out what was I signing and I can't find it, well, I know the order, I know the person, I know the contact, I know how much it was, I know the date I did it, I know the date I returned it. All of my information is on here, and I'm able to, and it also tells me what I'm supposed to do. So in this, while the information is still very fresh, what I'm doing is, today is Thursday, what I'm doing is, I put on here, do I need scan backs? Yes. Does it require blue or black ink? And if it doesn't require, what am I going to do? Blue ink, since this has to be shipped back. What time is the appointment? It's at 1 p.m. I even should put down here the mileage, okay? Because this is a way to keep up with your mileage at the end of the year when you claim it on your job. So down here, I have the amount of miles that I've traveled. I also put down here the amount of copies I've made because it allows me to keep up with my resources, my paper and ink. Let me just tell you, paper and ink costs money, and we go through a lot of it, as you can tell. And so to fully is this a SnapDoc? No, this is not SnapDocs. This is from Signature Closers. And so Yeah, how many copies did I made? I made 75 times 2. And yes, I made them at home because no, I could have gotten them done at Office Depot, but I did not. What type of signing is this? This is a, what is this? This is a, I think they said a refi. I think this is a refi. Yeah, I want to know the type of signing. I like to know that because it keeps, I like to keep in track. I always like to know the degree of signings I'm doing. You know what I mean? The range. I know just off the top of my head, I do a lot of debt consolidations. But I want to know how many refis, how many HELOCs. It also just gives me an opportunity to get better because I don't care how many signings you do. Different companies, they're different. And there's always 1 or 2 documents you've never seen. I don't care how often you do. And I love a challenge. So I just always want to make sure that I am just doing the very best that I can and presenting with the best version of me that I possibly can deliver. Now, why can I not find a number on here? I might need to get that off of the website. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I think I need a label. Let's see, a label here. Let's see. What's the label about? This is real life, you guys. So if I'm a little distracted, it's because I really want to make, oh, this is the shipping label. Now, let me tell you what else you do. Let me tell you a true story. What else you do? Once again, I'm getting the other document. I'm looking at the first part, and I'm going to look at that last paper. Yep, to make sure I've captured all of the documents. I kind of go through them, and I make sure that there's no cut-off papers. There are no cut-off papers. My legal printed the way the legal was supposed to print. And all of the papers are printed properly, crisp, professionally, as if the lender had printed it themselves. That's right. So that's what I do. All right. Now, oh, real story. I'm going to tell you a real story. The first thing I do when I get this is I write the name of the person on the label. Okay? Print the label. I write the name over here because, of course, I'm going to fold it like this and put it in my FedEx label things over here, you see, because this is my FedEx, my little FedEx over here. So, true story. So, as you can imagine, at any time I can have 6, 7 of these going on at one time, all right? Sometimes with the same company. All these things look the same because nowhere on here does it tell you the person's name. It just tells you where it's going. This is very easy to get confused. This is very easy for you to get your documents confused and the labels swapped out. That would be a horrible day, okay? So I was having one of those days. This is before I got the nifty ideas like, hey, dummy, why not write the name on the label, right? So I was at FedEx and I'm shipping, I'm right here. I've got 2 different envelopes and I've packaged them up and I'm right there. I promise you, baby, the Holy Spirit must have spoken, said, check those labels again. Just as he was about to scan them, I said, wait a minute. I said, my OCD is kicked in. Either the OCD or the Holy Spirit, or the Holy Spirit working through OCD is kicked in, and I must check these labels again. So I stood, stood to the side, let the people behind me come and do what they do, and went to the email, because that's the only where that information is. You can't capture that on here. And I just took my time and I went through the emails and compared the labels. And do you know, I had swapped the labels. I don't know how I did it. I had swapped the labels. I was about to send the wrong paperwork to the wrong company. I'm telling you, I about went up in praise right at that moment, because I was just so grateful that that was spoken to me, to stop at that moment and just take my time and do it one more again. Because I promise you, I was so anal retentive when I had done that at home, and just in that short period of time, something happened and they got switched. And I was just so grateful to my OCD and the Holy Spirit speaking that into me, that at that moment that I was able to correct what could have been a very fatal and tragic error on my behalf. And I don't even know what that would have done, because these documents need to get back in a certain time for funding and all of that. I had not scanned them in, so it's not like they even had documents that they could work on until the originals got there. They were waiting on these documents. So note to self, from that point on, the moment that I print, and I only print one case at a time, because this is so easy to get together, to confuse. As soon as I print that label, I write the name of the person on that label. I print one copy. I check it from front to back. I print the second copy. I check it from front to back. I make my job sheet. I even calculate the amount of, I told you that I calculate the amount of miles, so that I know exactly where it is and how long it's going to take me to get there. I'm not going to give you the people's address. That wouldn't be nice, right? But there it is right there. All right. So this is 37 miles. All right. And then, so that's 74.2 round trip. And so I put that down here, 74 mile, where's my ink pen? Round trip. And so see, and then I put all of these documents over here in a nice little cubby, Why? Because at the end of the year, when I want to calculate my miles, I'll be able to go right there and calculate all of my miles. Or in the what am I trying to say? In between time. I'm able to take that out and do my miles, so it won't be so much at the end of the year. So I do my copies. I do my job sheet. Yes, there are scan backs required on this one. Yes, I will be shipping this out the same day. Yes, it's confirmed. I have the phone number, the guy that I'm doing the signing with. And that's it. And so then what do? And I have my label. All right. I take all of that. And I have this nice little bag, this nice little protective thing here. And I put all of that in here. All of that in here. Okay? And I zip it up. So nothing's falling out all of that contains to one. So this is how I stay organized. I put that in my bag. I have my little bag over here that has everything in it. I never take anything out of it. So I'm always prepared. I'm not rolling up like, oh my God, I forgot my stamp. I forgot my book. I don't have an ink pen. Nope, it's all right there. And I put it in there. I put it in my bag. Yep, I put it in my bag. And that's how I prepare for a signing. And so that's how the magic happens. Now, I will resume this later. I'm going to get some breakfast, and I'm going to come back when it's time for us to roll out and actually go to the appointment. So you have a great day. I have to prepare a few other appointments, a few other signings that I have to do today, but I'll check with you later.